Hey, brewery or small business owner. At the Beer Accountant, they understand the unique financial challenges of the craft brewing industry. Are you tired of navigating complex brewery accounting and taxes on your own? Staying up late working on financials and getting your finances in order after a whole workday? They're a CPA dedicated to helping breweries like yours thrive, with services ranging from qualified bookkeeping, business tax prep, to strategic financial planning. Stop wasting time on spreadsheets and focus on what you do best, making great beer and running a small business. The Beer Accountant is led by Patrick McDonald, a CPA for 14 years. They are also the official CPA of the Brewers of PA, servicing over 50 breweries in 4 states. If you own a brewery or small business, stop overpaying for reactive support and start being proactive with the Beer Accountant. Don't brew that IPA without this CPA. Visit beeraccountant.com to learn how their specialized expertise can help your brewery grow, profit, and succeed. That's Beer Accountant at beeraccountant.com.
Are you a brewer looking to open, grow, or plan your next move? I'm Ted Zeller, liquor law attorney at Norris McLaughlin. I've spent my career working with breweries, helping them navigate the regulations that come with this industry at the municipal, county, state, and federal levels. From first permits to expansion into new markets, my team serves as legal counsel on licensing, compliance, and distribution. If you're ready to plan your next move or need legal guidance, I am here to help. Feel free to call me at 484-765-2220 or email me at tzeller@norris-law.com.
And what you came into Sierra Nevada as just the
Oh man, I was 23 years old. Yeah.
as part of the innovation team?
There was no innovation team at that time. It was a pretty lean company. So I was the founding member of the R&D facility there. Yeah.
How big was their R&D facility?
Well, we built, what was it, a 10-barrel brew house in 2004. A bunch of 20s, a few 40-barrel tanks. Really, it mirrored the 200-barrel production facility in Chico, so 1/10 the size of that. So all the bells and whistles that were on the production brew house, we also had in the pilot, and really just kind of, spent a few years perfecting pale ale.
Welcome back to Brew That Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, joined as always by Evan Blum.
Hello? Not again, dude.
Evan Blum. We're not getting on that train again. So welcome Tom Nielsen from Emberside Brewery, formerly of Sierra Nevada. Also, what was the hop organization?
Abstracts hops.
Abstract Hops.
Yeah.
So we'll talk all about your history. We'll talk all about kind of everything that's happened in the brewing industry, because I know you being a part of Sierra Nevada, you were a part of a lot of the cutting edge stuff as far as the raw materials and kind of the new beer styles, I guess, coming out. I know Hazy Little Thing kind of rocked the brewing industry, and you were a part of that.
Yeah, 100%. There was it was a good run.
Yeah.
We did a lot of great things. So
But bringing it back home. So welcome back to the East Coast.
Yeah, good to be
A
here.
little bit faster, a little bit angrier out here, but
Definitely. I don't even know how to say it. I was in a liquor store the other day, and I just walk in, and the guy, at the register is just yelling at somebody on his phone the whole time. 22 years in California, nothing remotely like that. And I just feel like people are more expressive on the East Coast, which is great.
I'll see you later.
And then the guy was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just had to handle that." I was like, "Yeah, okay. No problem."
Yeah, a little bit different. But let's start off with this beer, though. So this is because Emberside is not open yet, right?
Right. Yeah. We're going to open probably November 1st or so.
But I've seen you're doing a lot of collaborations right now. So this is a collaboration, Trailside Pounder that you did with New Trail.
Your first beer, correct?
This is the first packaged beer with the Emberside, name associated with
Cool.
it. Yeah. Right.
Great brewery to start out with New Trail. They're crushing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Mike. And then an East Coast Hazy Pilsner. So let's crack this open.
Let's do it.
And we'll get into what is an East Coast Hazy Pilsner.
All right. Do my best. So yeah, quite a story in how this came together. Actually came together in Yakima, of all places.
Okay. On the annual New Trail trip?
The hop show, the hop selection.
Yeah. So shout out to Anthony and to Redbeard Rides Again, part of Mike's team. So we were hanging out at Single Hill, actually. Cool little brewery on a street corner there in Yakima, downtown Yakima.
Is it on a hill?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not on a hill, as far as I can tell. Zach Turner, who started at Odell's, and then he went to Yakima Chief to become quality director. So that's how he ended up in Yakima. I think he's from the region too. You guys know Zach Turner at all?
The name rings a bell, but
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything.
So
around that.
so Zach opened up Single Hill. I don't know, maybe not even 10 years ago, but that's kind of where we all hang out. One of the few places where we all hang out when we go to Yakima is Zach's joint.
Isn't there's a burrito place too that everybody goes to?
Sorry?
Isn't there a burrito place that everybody goes
Oh
to?
man, one.
But isn't there like a Michelin starred burrito place up there?
Oh, there's a Michelin star tamale place.
Okay.
Yeah, like Hernandez or Fernandez Brothers or something like that. I just butchered that. But that's actually in Wapato, and it's excellent.
Okay.
Man, I wish I could like take everybody to Yakima. I should just do that full time. It's just like, let's go. Hit all the taco joints, all the burrito joints. So I got to stay somewhat linear here because I could already go like 14 different ways. Let's see. So what were we talking about? This recipe, right?
Yeah.
Hanging out with the new trail team up there in Yakima, and just thinking about how wonderful West Coast Pills is, and how the East Coast needs a response to it. Just like, it's a very natural thing. I think, throughout like popular culture, we see that all the time.
East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, so that's totally, and I'm like straddling East Coast and West Coast in my life and career and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to have some say in this response. But I mean, East Coast beers are, they're hazy. At least their versions of IPAs. So we thought, let's do like a proper Zwickel beer or Keller beer in the Pilsner style and kind of see where it goes.
It's good. I mean, it is.
That is good. Yeah, very good.
It's not fruity. I mean, I want to talk about this hop soup. I've never even heard of Thora hops.
Yeah, Thora is a hop I've actually been working on for almost 10 years.
That's super cool.
Wait, what do you mean you've been working on?
Well, I mean, through the hop quality.
You've been using it, or you've been developing?
It was just released commercially last fall. So that's another long story. I mean, that could take like 40 minutes in itself. But
yeah.
So as part of the Hop Quality Group, which I co-founded in 2010 with Vinny Schlerzo, Matt Brynildson, John Mallett, maybe Dan Carey was in there. Really amazing early like footage from 2010 of us all going up there. I think 7 of us.
Yeah, what a groove to be around.
Just lifelong friends, really. 2014, 15, we found ourselves with just like too much cash. We went in and saved the.
Wait, what time of the brewing industry was this?
Well, this is like, so we, it's like there's a membership fee for Hop Quality Group.
Yeah.
We're really, Hop Quality Group is kind of the only group of significant importance in the industry that's not like owner led. So it's like employee led and created. I guess Vinny, one of the owners, and Dan, one of the owners, are owners. Original founders are owners, but like I think Garrett Oliver was also an early member. Mallet, myself, like we were like more employees of breweries, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then the leadership was always kind of always including a lot of employees of breweries, which is a little bit different than the BA and things like that, where the leadership tends to be owners, which is awesome. But it's one way that I think the Hop Quality Group really differentiates itself. So basically, we got a bunch of members to join over those first 5 years and just kind of built a little war chest. And at that time, 2014.
But what is it exactly? I mean, why would an employee pay money to join this?
So we started all these hop sanitation tours in Yakima, kind of provided access to the industry for a lot of brewers.
To go to hop selection without being like one of the owners that kind of gets invited?
Not just that, but basically develop the quality programs for growing, harvesting, and but not just developing, collaborating with the hop industry to do this at a high level. So again, I'm going to go back a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit scattered until we hit
It's like Memento. I'm ready.
until we find our groove. 2008, Anheuser-Busch kind of divests from their boots on the ground quality program.
Yeah.
Legendary hop chemist, scientist, quality guy, Val Peacock is all of a sudden not part of AB, doing this work that you've been doing for 20 years. So a few of us get together and basically propose the idea of, creating a group, funding it, and hiring this guy to
Continue what he was doing.
and to also, basically, through osmosis and through spending a lot of time together, pass on his knowledge to all of us, which he did. So Dr. Val Peacock, he wrote a bunch of papers on hop chemistry and aroma in the 80s and 90s, and just knows more about hops than anyone else. Hops of that era, right? Because hops have changed a lot since 2010.
yeah.
So there was that going on. We started this group. We had a bunch of charters. Today, there's a really credible scholarship that a van from Gigantic in Portland put together, and a bunch of other things. So a bunch of marketing, a bunch of membership committees. So it's a way for this group of, I think it's like over 70 members now, maybe, to get involved with the industry and really create like a solid group that like is a force in the hop industry. So so I was technical chair for 12 years and co-founder. Over the years, there have been different people leading the organization. Certainly, I think Vinny and John led it for the first few years as like the president and vice president. But Alec Moll from Founders and now Bell's led it for a while. I think currently Jeremy Monnier from Stone leads it. Oh man, I'm just already drawing a blank. A gentleman from Ninkasi. Why can't I remember his name? Sorry. Jamie, from Ninkasi. So it's kind of cool. I know it's kind of 2-year terms, and it's a great just leadership opportunity for people in craft to kind of elevate their skills and network.
And you said you guys developed this hop. I know the hop breeding company. That's your joint venture.
HBC.
HBC is Yakima Chief and Haas, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are also developing hops.
So 2014, we put a sizable investment into the Oregon State hop breeding program, which is a legacy hop breeding program here in the United States. It's for Cascades, Willamette. Many hops were developed over those years. It was basically going into, oblivion, kind of. It was going to be gone. And we went in there and put in a lot of money to redo the whole thing. And other companies did as well a little bit, but I think we became a very dominant force there. And one of the original kind of criteria we set for ourselves was to breed high thiol variety hops. So this is when Mosaic was taking off, Citra already had its legs. So we crossbred some interesting things, and Thora is the first release from that program, and it's a super high thiol hop. It's got a ton of tropical, all the thiols you could ever want, basically in this hop. It's being grown in 3 states, Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, at 3 different growers. So we're kind of getting a good sense of how it grows in these regions and figuring out pick windows. Again, I'm no longer a Hop Quality Group member as of 2 years ago, but I kind of set a lot of momentum going forward on this stuff. So I'm still seeing all this play out.
Getting the hops like bred and out, it's like a 10-year process, right? Yeah. So it's like you might have started this stuff and been working on for 8 years, but then you're not even able to see it kind of get done. It's kind of crazy. Yeah,
but great team there in Oregon State. John Henning, the breeder, is retiring soon. Angela Randazzo become a great friend. It was awesome watching those folks work really hard on this project and create new great hops for us, public varieties. So that's kind of a different, kind of an oddity these days.
These are all the Oregon, Oregon State hop program? Are they all public
No,
varieties?
no. I mean, another great breeding program in Oregon is the Indie Hop program.
Okay, yeah.
And they actually also work through Oregon State, but a different gentleman who I can't remember his name at this time. But Townsend.
Well, I mispronounced his name, so yeah. You're way ahead of me.
But yeah, I mean, I love those hops with a passion. Strata is a fantastic hop. Luminosa is great. They're doing great work, as is HBC and everyone else and Steiner. So there's quite a lot of hop breeding activity in the United States right now.
You and Mike just sat down and were like, well, I got a hop. Let's the East Coast. Let's make something.
So Vinny's been playing around a lot with these two hops, Tangier and Thora. And I made the comment, here come the T hops. Right?
Yeah.
The C hops, like these are the T hops. So Thora and Tangier are two really hot hops right now. Tangier is certainly coming from the Siegel hop ranches, and John Siegel does a great job just sharing.
He'll be on next month.
What's that?
He's going to be on next month.
Yeah, dear friend as well for many, many years. So, so this beer features Thora and Tangier together. So I think the citrus from Tangier is really popping. Tropical notes are really wonderful from Thora, and great bitterness. Really nice. Really nice.
Do you think that this is one-off
beer
style, or do you think that this is like, everyone's exploring the lager styles right now?
Yeah, this is honestly, it's like me, Mike, and his team just really just vibing on the craziest ideas we put together. So this is definitely like a first out of the gate kind of concept of what it can be. So it's also using a lot of different grains. There's plenty of oats in here, plenty of rice, flaked. There's some wheat in here, so it's got a lot going on.
Yeah, you don't normally see beers with rice and oats in them.
Yeah, so I mean, we're trying to push a few boundaries. I certainly have some concepts I'm going to be testing over the next when I get the brewery going. October will be a really fun time for me, for sure.
Do you foresee a lot of the beers that Emberside is going to make are going to be like this, or are you going to have some flagship beers and then like kind of like a?
Well, we want to do rice lagers really well. I think that's it's not easy to do, but I think we're really committed to that. There's a legacy from the Emberside Brewery. The ownership group were actually the largest importer and exporter broker of rice globally for many, many years. Wow. And basically supplied all the rice to Anheuser-Busch for decades.
You import, where's the rice coming from? Is that Asia?
All over the place. Yeah, well, actually, where I'm just spent the last 22 years in Northern California is where a lot of the high quality rice
really
comes from. Yes, yeah.
But you've never done that.
There's actually a little brewery right in the middle of all the rice farms called Farmers, and they do some nice, extremely light, I would say, rice lagers, really like on the Coors Light side. But they're becoming really popular in Northern California. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, trends normally start in the West Coast and move over here. So, is that what you think rice lagers is the next?
Dude, I was talking about rice lagers like the last week. I'm like, I want this style to get hot. So
at my local in Chico, California, a place called Beer Lobo, shout out to Beer Lobo. The team there, they had Lucre taps before anybody, and we're bringing in all these great lagers from all over the state and the West Coast. And, rice lagers started making it into the Lobo, and they were just incredible. So there was a great lineup of, Czech lagers, lower ABV Czech lagers and rice lagers just side by side from great breweries in the Bay Area and Sacramento and everywhere. And that's where I just fell in love with them. People are executing those styles really well out there. But I've heard, in Brooklyn, I forget their name, but I hear there's a kind of a mom and pop brewery contracting for a rice lager. It's their only beer.
So do you think Rupee?
No, that's not it. Not Rupee. I could look it up, but that would kind of
Kill the vibe.
kill our flow a little bit. But so all I'm saying is that, and Human Robot is creating, some amazing lagers as well. So yeah, I think that's where my palate is these days. Still love a great hazy and a great West Coast IPA, but I feel like lagers are just I don't know, hitting this. They're just hitting better right now.
Yeah, it's what's in. So what I think for a lot of people, when they think of raw material in beer, they think of hops, and obviously you're involved with hops. But your time at Sierra Nevada, like I've heard you talk in the past about malt quality is just as important, and people don't even. It's kind of like an overlooked thing in the industry.
I think I had the luxury of having a pretty comprehensive and deep R&D group that I was working with, that we could just launch into malt research for 6 months, and then pivot to yeast research, and pivot to how to make the best seltzer base. It was really a lot of fun.
And what you came into Sierra Nevada as just the
oh man, I was 23 years old. Yeah,
as part of their innovation team.
There was no innovation team at that time. It was a pretty lean company. So I was the founding member of the R&D facility there. Yeah.
How big was their R&D facility?
Well, we built, what was it, a 10-barrel brew house in 2004. A bunch of 20s, a few 40-barrel tanks. Really, it mirrored the 200-barrel production facility in Chico, so 1/10 the size of that. So all the bells and whistles that were on the production brew house, we also had in the pilot, and really just kind of spent a few years perfecting pale ale.
What were types of things were you having to adjust with that? Is that just consistency of the raw materials coming in?
100%, yes. And then evaluating all the different suppliers, tweaking with, removing one component, maybe one hop and replacing with another hop, removing, one crystal malt, replacing with another, things like that. I mean, it's such a fantastic, iconic beer that you just want to preserve it and improve on it every day. And we did that. I mean, from 2004 to 2010, we kind of perfected almost every element you can think of for that beer: shelf stability, packaging, the hops. I mean, that's when I got really involved in hops, right? And just making sure the cascades are, solid every year, and really learning what makes a Cascade hop lot better than any other lot, and what we want and need for pale ale. So yeah, it was a pretty amazing time. Yeah.
I mean, starting in 2004 at Sierra Nevada, you've seen a lot of different things. I know you worked on the Torpedo.
Yeah.
Right? So how did that process work? I mean, Torpedo. I remember when the Torpedo came out, before I was in craft beer, but I was reading about it, and it was about the same time that Sam Calagione was making the auto hopper for 60 minute.
Right. Yeah.
It seemed like every brewery, Victory had this whirlpool thing, and everybody was making a unique piece of equipment for them hopping.
So yeah, the Torpedo. I mean, I think everyone's got their own unique story.
And can you explain what it is? I don't think that Evan knows what Torpedo is.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, the beauty of Sierra Nevada and things like Pale Ale and Torpedo Ale and Celebration Ale and Bigfoot, they're whole cone hops. They're not pellet hop beers. So they're really traditional in every way. The dry hopping, when you're making beers whole cone, is really cumbersome. Basically, you're doing a steep with whole hops in bags, and just lining the fermenters with, however many of these bags, 20, 40 of these bags at 5 pounds each or something like that, and just letting them sit. So really inefficient transfer of flavor from the hop cones to the beer.
Also, as a cellarman, I'd be like, God damn it. Another dry hop coming up.
The ergonomics sucked, kind of, you never want anyone to tweak their back, but especially when you're pulling these bags out of the tanks, out of the bottom of the conicals, I mean, you're kind of wrenching a little bit. And also when they come out, they're no longer 5 pounds. They're 35 pounds.
Yeah.
They're just soaked. Right. So I remember early on, I was observing somebody, getting the hop bags out of the tank, and I just stuck my arm in the middle of the bag and I pulled out a bunch of dry hops. I'm like the efficiency on this is ridiculous.
Were there infection issues with like so many? No,
not one.
It seems like there's so many moving pieces to
Sierra
that.
Nevada is the cleanest brewery on the planet that I've ever seen. So from A to Z, the sanitation is incredible.
Yeah.
But you're basically alluding to the fact that hops have, bacteria, microorganisms all over them.
Yeah.
But the beer, at elevated alcohol content and also the antimicrobials and antibacterial static agents in the hops, just nothing.
Yeah.
And also the CO2. I mean, I think we know that now as well. The carbonic acid in the beer is also a good preservative. So, nope, not a one ever.
So you saw these dry hops and you're like, this has to change. It seems so stupid.
And I started talking about it. Maybe other people were talking about it too. But then I learned that like before I got there was this concept of a bazooka. So it was just like one piece of pipe that, I think Ken and maybe another gentleman, Charlie Kyle, just like packed with hops and just tried to flow through it. And it didn't work. It just plugs. So it's kind of like and I think they call it the bazooka, which is sort of the predecessor to like why the torpedo maybe got called the torpedo.
Yeah, another weapon.
Just from a bunch of people sitting around like tasting the beer and like, BSing names at one another. But so we took that concept. There was another gentleman working in my group at the time, Gil Sanchez, who was a really great engineer too. And we all sort of collectively figured out like the internal guts of what this looks like. And then I did a lot of the R&D work on it for probably about a year, tweaking, all the parameters, the pressures, the flows. We were using.
Did you make like a mini version?
Yeah, we did. There was a prototype for sure that we worked with for probably a year. And also like purging the vessel is really important. So there's a lot to it. I remember the first year we turned it on for Celebration Ale, which is only a percentage of Torpedo. Still a lot of whole cone in bags, in traditional dry hop bags. That was really, we hadn't figured out like kind of like the oxygen component of it. And I remember Tommy Arthur from Pizza Port / Lost Abbey texted me and he's like, torpedoes hit the missed the target, huh? Like what happened? Because I think the first couple tanks we made, honestly, were probably kind of oxidized. But I mean, you have to take a shot sometimes. Just got to go for it. And I think that sort of vibe and energy, like it was an important part of a successful, brewery growing like Sierra Nevada was growing at that time. We were trying a lot of really cool stuff all the time. So, it probably took another few months to perfect it because it wasn't simple. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it exactly? I'm sorry.
So what is it? It's basically like a cylinder that holds about 100 gallons of water.
Yeah.
And inside this cylinder, of course, it's pressure rated. It's got a manway on top. And it's got some internal mechanisms in there that I don't like to talk about, just out of respect for the company.
You got to keep it a secret, keep it exciting.
Yeah. I mean, there's pictures out there of what it actually looks like, and I'm sure people can figure it out. And nobody's crazy enough to do this today, so it probably is a moot point. But you pack it with 65 to 75 pounds of whole cone hops. Then you seal it up. You purge CO2 through it for a while, get rid of all the oxygen, and then you hook it up to a tank with a pump, and you're basically pulling a beer from the tank, circulating it through, and then returning it to the tank it depends on when you're doing it. So you can do it during fermentation or post-fermentation, and creates very different flavors, as we know by now. But And certainly the amount of extraction time you apply are very different between the two.
How was it doing it during fermentation? Was that crazy? Were you making was it just foaming up like crazy? Because I know like active dry hopping like sometimes makes it go crazy. No?
Not really. We played around a lot those first few years with flow rates and pressures and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the details. I came away with some theories that I additionally want to test, but I don't think I'll ever make whole cone dry hop beers ever again. So
yeah. So when I was at Victory, I mean, Victory's not as big as Sierra Nevada, but when beer gets that big, it's like you're able to like look at these issues like microscopically. It's like, especially like you're talking about Sierra Nevada is like the cleanest brewery I've ever been in. Once you like, for me, brewing was all about like eliminating variables and then switching all the levers around, and that's how we kind of like played around with everything. But I like brewing at a large scale because everything is like it's easier to change things on it. Sometimes with
sure. So you have a lot of opportunities.
Exactly, and there's a lot of more. You're able to play with it because it's so much larger.
Yeah, and you can always blend.
Yeah,
if you need to, if something was just a little bit off, you just put 10% of this one over the course of a few weeks or
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure with your pale ale, you guys were making so much of that they're like, oh, this isn't exactly right. We can just push it into the system.
So, I mean, I think I just remembered Victory is a whole cone.
It used to be, and some I don't know how they are now, but it is it's like mixed.
Mm-hmm.
But we did use whole cones.
Yeah, I remember that. Also, you guys imported a lot of Pilsner malts from Germany too, right?
Yeah, Bill and Ron both went to brewing school in Germany, so like a lot of the hops and malt were from Germany.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever met those guys, but Ron, what was his last name?
Barchett?
Yeah, I think he was slated to give a talk in Vienna on malt.
I think he speaks German.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
So he was like the perfect guy to do this talk. I think 2017. And then I guess he like backs out 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And I get a call. So
you speak German?
I don't. But I was, I was sort of doing a circuit on malt quality and malt flavor at that time. I had a presentation.
Yeah.
They invited me so I got to hang out in Vienna for 4 days or so and talk about malt.
Not bad.
No, it's cool. All because Ron couldn't make it. So, but yeah, it was good times.
That's probably, I think that was like when they were selling the brewery. He had bigger things going on, but
yeah.
New Belgium, Stone, Sierra Nevada. What do they all stand on? Cascade Floors. Family owned and laying down brewery floors since 1971, Cascade builds urethane epoxy and polyester systems engineered for exactly what a brewhouse throws at them: thermal shock, caustic washdowns, forklifts, and constant abrasion. Cascade floors and walls stay sanitary, slip resistant, and standing for years. With a Philadelphia-based rep and breweries served across 25 states, Firestone Walker, Ballast Point, Russian River, Cascade is the crew that the best in the industry already trust. For floors that work as hard as you do, call Cascade Floors at 503-769-6823 or visit cascadefloors.com.
You worked on some other stuff. I mean, I do remember when Hazy Little Thing came out. Because that was like, there were hazy IPAs out in the market. There was like Heady Topper. There was like these like random breweries were making these things, some small breweries. But you guys were the first ones that I remember putting out like a nationwide brand that was like a flagship brand that you could buy literally everywhere, and it was hazy.
Yeah, and it was, for the most part, stable and delicious. So I remember thinking, that we were already like way behind, and this is when like terms like FOMO were starting to get. I think we did a beer called like FOMO IPA or something like that, and it was a hazy, and that maybe was like the first crack at doing it like a hazy IPA. Yeah, around 2016 or so. So
I was part of the team that made Brotherly Love, which is like Victory's hazy little thing. And we were tasting yours, like trying to figure out. I'm not like exactly like copying it, but figuring out like this is the same general style. It's like a lower ABV hazy IPA that sells nationwide.
Sure.
And it was a fun experience trying to like put all the pieces together. And now it's funny because like literally most beer is hazy, but like when it was coming out, it was just like, how do we make
You
this
know what?
hazy?
Here's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. Going back to that early era,
Yeah.
from '04 to like 2010,
Yeah.
and we had such a core team at Sierra Nevada, and we spent so much time working on like beer clarity,
Yeah.
like getting the silica gel.
Now we got hazy lager, hazy rice
oh, and we had like some dear friends who I worked with for a long time became like really high level experts on all this stuff, and we had great data and great projects. And I would just be sitting there like, man, can we just like not plate frame, like these beers? They're going to taste so much better. So I think.
Plate frames
A
are
lot
terrible.
of brewers know, but we perfected it. We got it to to have a much less.
Most of my career was spent in the filter department, not even the cellar, just the sort of filter department. And I did enjoy it, but it is, I felt the same way. I felt like sometimes like this, everyone talks about how the beer in the fermenter tastes amazing. It's got a little haze on it. Like, why are we busting our ass trying to do this?
It was, there was this really, really dominant perception that a beer wasn't great or elevated if it wasn't bright.
And I think that was like a mental block of just like the better for the last 8 years.
You could make all these great arguments for creating hazy beer, and then somebody would make like one comment, trigger everybody, and it'd just be like, no, we're not doing it. Like, no, like we need to add more silica gel now. It's just like, gotta get it even clearer than clear. It was just, there were a lot of those things too.
Yeah.
There's still quite a few out there. So it'll be interesting to see the next paradigm that we can.
Do you think clarity is going to come back at some point?
I like clear beers too.
I think a lot of the smaller craft breweries that come up, like it used to be that like even small craft breweries making bright beer. I think that there's going to be like this whole wave of people that don't have filtering experience.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a weird example. Like people are going to reinvent filtering beer.
There's probably a better way to do it. There's a lot of, anyway, the big brewers all filter the hell out of their beer.
Yeah.
And there's sterile filtration. There's all these things. And honestly, it's kind of big business. There's a lot of development, a lot of chemistry, and a lot of companies like doing a great job in this area. And and there's, a lot of probably, I'm guessing a lot of large POs that get cut to these companies every year. So, but, there's a time and place for both, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want a hazy light lager if I'm ever going to drink a light lager. But,
Yeah, some things should just stay clear, but they're kind of good how they are. So you were at Sierra Nevada for a while. Then you left. You went to Abstracts. Mm-hmm. Can you explain what Abstracts is? Because that's
Abstracts is just a hyper innovative startup based out of Irvine, California.
Yeah.
And they've had wild success in the cannabis space, acting as kind of like the flavor house for the cannabis industry. And myself and a few others, I think, convinced them to get into beer flavor because their extraction techniques on cannabis were so advanced in creating such a superior aromatic product that a few of us were really excited to see how hops.
so similar.
Right.
Should be.
Yeah. And it is, I think it's the best, hop aroma product on the market in terms of quality for sure. So, there's no kind of remnants or artifacts of the extractions or the distillations that they're doing, all low temperature stuff. And it's very, very good. So that was a lot of fun. Again, really innovative team and have highly invest in R&D and have come out with really fun products. Like the whole dank line of flavors is really neat and it's a little bit nichey, great for like a 420 beer or something like that. But honestly, I think I was the first, or me and my team at Sierra Nevada were the first to put one of their flavors in a nationally released beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you say what it is?
Yeah. Oh man, what was it? Was it Dank Little Thing?
Those flavors are starting to come back, though. It's like a lot of these very stone fruit flavored IPAs are starting to kind of go away. You're starting to see a lot of like West Coast IPAs and some of these like resin, pine, dank flavored IPAs are starting to come back a little bit.
So I think abstracts hops has played a very large role in all that.
Yeah.
If anybody listening ever goes to just local conferences, I see Abstract there frequently. You just go by and smell their table.
Yeah, it's a fun group of people for sure.
What are they smoking?
Yeah, you can get whatever you want at their booths. For sure. No, so that was a fun ride. You know, I made Max Kobe, one of the founders, is a dear friend. As are some of the people that are still there. So it's a cool company.
Cool. And then so now you're at Emberside, so you're back on the East Coast. How did that kind of come around?
I was just kind of fished out of California. So through different connections, I made contact with the Connell family, who are building this amazing work resort in northern New Jersey. And the brewery is one piece of that. It's one of the centerpieces, but there's really an incredible project going on this 185 acre park. So there's going to be a bowling alley steakhouse right next to the brewery, with a stage and just beautiful ambiance atmosphere, like a Los Tacos #1 style taqueria right next to the brewery, and then a full Mexican restaurant right there. Across the street, there's going to be a Donner Shack, a high-end ice cream. There's going to be a Boschetta, kind of casual high-end Italian. Oh man, what else? A wellness center, a bathhouse, 3-story bathhouse. And I could kind of keep going. I don't know.
And there's going to be a full-on production facility. Like what actually is Emberside? Like,
yeah, so it's a 20 barrel brew house. Cool. We've got 20s, 40s, and 80 barrel fermenters. Cool. So capacity to do maybe 8,500 barrels a year. Centrifuge, canning line, kegging, and it's gonna be a really beautiful little brewery. For sure. The architect is Olsen Kundig. They designed the Georgetown Brewery in Seattle.
Cool.
So they're really known for their guillotine doors and kind of a more industrial look with exposed I-beams. I mean, you should check out some of the renderings on our website and our Instagram page. They're absolutely gorgeous. And it's coming to fruition now, too. I get to look out a window just opposite where the brewery is every morning and just see it be created. And certainly I'm walking the facility a couple times a week too. So
So what kind of beers are you guys going to make? What kind of beers are you guys going to make? And then the tap room experience, because I think that it is very tap room heavy, right? The whole Emberside thing is yes, these are going to have fire pits.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. So there's one very large fireplace inside.
Yeah.
And then on the mezzanine, this kind of outdoor porch, there's going to be 5 fire pits. So very social, kind of communal feel. We'll be doing dinners out there, massive paella
sticks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, we will have those. The what is that? The Stein beer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We've actually talked quite a bit about that.
But the name, the fire pits, I'm already imagining that.
Yeah, 100%. So it's really cool. We have a great team, great tight knit team. Working on really cool marketing concepts. We have a really solid graphics effort. We did much of the label design here for
I see all your social media is stenciled kind of these images. It's cool.
Yeah, the etchings.
Yeah, the etchings.
Yeah. Well, Leo, our VP of branding is just a genius.
Cool.
So yeah, he really is creating some amazing visuals and branding. Yeah.
Oh, you guys just going to sell on premise, or is the plan to distribute as well?
We will distribute 100%. Exactly when that starts, I don't think that decision has been made quite yet.
Yeah.
I think that's my phone. Sorry. But pretty soon after we open and start producing, we're gonna.
Are you caught up to speed? I don't know how the California alcohol laws are, but I've heard that they're not as bad as the New Jersey laws?
Yeah.
Are you ready to kind of
I think what is it, Governor Murphy?
Yeah.
He changed the laws and put into motion much more lenient.
Yeah, a guy Eric Orlando.
Yeah, and then that was a couple of years ago. So I think we're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got our eye on the.
and you have the tap room, so I think that probably the heart of the brand is the tap room. So
Yeah, 100%. So we've got kind of a built-in community. There's a lot of really large companies have their headquarters on our campus. There's going to be I think 12 or 1,400 residential units.
Cool.
Really nice apartments. Awesome. So we have a captive audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly where I want to retire someday.
yeah. So what type of beers are you guys gonna make?
Like I said, rice lagers.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. I definitely want.
Rice lagers. This is a different type of rice lager. Are you guys gonna be doing? It's mostly gonna be like just very crushable, easy drinking lagers. Or are you guys gonna kind of explore that flavor?
I'm gonna explore it a little bit more. There's going to be some exploration there for sure. I'm not going to talk too much about it quite yet, but certainly rice lagers. I mean, I'm not trying to make like a Bud Light or a Budweiser or anything like that. I do not, want a big, fruit note in the beer, but it's going to be very true to style. I'm a big fan of Asahi, super dry. I'm a big fan of a small little brewery in the Bay Area called Tenma. I think his rice lager is the best one I've had. So I talked to those guys a lot. So yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to make a great rice lager. I'm going to put a different twist on it for sure.
Yeah, and throwing in like just some added like from a Gen Z kind of perspective too, gluten conscious.
Yeah,
that hits hard.
Yeah,
like just lower like. Gluten sensitivity is a big trend.
Yes.
And I notice it amongst a lot of people, myself included. If I don't have to, I try to limit. But a rice lager, it's like naturally lower. So
100%. That's part of the thinking too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it. I love Mexican lagers too. So we're going to have more of a corn-based lager of that style. And certainly the whole profile of IPAs, West Coasts, hazies, single, double, triples, everything we're going to play around with. I mean, that's kind of what I know best. Hops and hop aroma and combining different hops to create interesting flavors.
I think the industry right now, for so many years, hops drove the industry. Mm-hmm. And now that lagers are becoming so popular, I mean, you're even talking about how like rice lagers are going to be kind of the focal point. Mm-hmm. Not just malt, but like rice, like different like grains, malts. That's like a different way that the brewing industry can kind of explore that. The same way that like, not that we've reached the limits of hops, because we haven't, but we've made so much progress on hops that I think that we can explore kind of the other three ingredients a lot more.
Yeah.
Because they've kind of been like left behind a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's more than 3 ingredients too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm really interested in like naturally acidifying beer, more in the German style.
Yeah.
And I think there's cool stuff to be done there, quite honestly. So yeah. There are a solid 2 or 3 things I'm going to play with right out of the gates.
I think like playing with the acidity of stuff, especially for IPAs, when you like raise the acidity a little bit, it just like the fruit flavors just pop so much.
Yeah. And
nobody really does that. Like it doesn't need to be sour IPA, but you can add a little bit of acidity to there and it just tastes like fruit juice.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of acids out there that brewers haven't experimented with. So,
yeah.
It's usually phosphoric or lactic, but you could go beyond, and I think start playing with different, different types of tartness or, even just to give nuance, complexity, to a beer.
Yeah, all the acids taste different. Like a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a change in the pH level. Like, no, there's all these things. They have like not even a flavor. They have a sensation difference as well. It's like
Or they can have like a Moorishness. There's a lot to it.
Amorphousness. What's amorphousness?
Oh, just a rounding effect that, it's just, you just want to, go right back to it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you explain a little bit about, you did a collab with Twin Elephant as well. What type of beer was that?
We did.
It's got to be Hazy IPA, right? And that's Twin Elephant's thing.
Well, honestly, it didn't come to fruition quite yet.
Okay.
But I'm really excited. I spent quite a bit of time with the Twin Elephant team, and they've just become fast friends. They're awesome.
Are they close to you? They're in Jersey too, right?
They're like a 12-minute drive.
Oh, sweet.
They're in Chatham.
And they're doing some great beers.
They're doing fantastic beers. And it's such a cool spot, such a cool little community spot for that part of Jersey as well. And I just feel like I should have known these guys like 25 years ago. So I think we graduated from Rutgers the same year.
Really?
Into the same music, it's just, they had Jay Robbins, the lead guy from Jawbox, an old Discord band, play at Twin Elephant. I'm like, I saw a poster when I walked in there the first time. I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! Jay Robbins played here."
That's why you get in the brewing industry. You should be half of these people on brewery events.
Yeah. So it's great. I mean, to tell you the truth, the brewing scene in North Central Jersey, where I'm at, is phenomenal. It's great.
I think because New Jersey has been so tough on breweries, there's so much excitement there for breweries opening up.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I mean, part of Emberside is gonna, with Twin Elephant there, with Oak Flower there, with Sunken Silo there, with Untied there. There's all within like 20 miles.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a little like a great little drunk bus going around. Where take it around
How
to
big is Twin Elephant?
I think they're probably about 1,000 barrels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is all your equipment is new equipment? Is it all like custom
For Emberside?
Yeah.
Yep.
When did you start this project? It's in construction right now.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the whole sort of rebuild of the park started about 5 years ago.
Okay.
There's been a brewery in planning for several years.
Yeah. Is this your first? Are you kind of like front? Are you kind of leading the construction of the brew house, the build out of that?
Well, but there's a whole construction team involved, right?
Yeah.
The installation is something that we're hiring a contractor to do all the way.
But how much of the brewery staff infrastructure is built out? Is that basically were you kind of the first hire there, or was there a whole team?
I'm basically the only employee of Emberside at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will be hiring out a team and the sales and delivery and brewers and things like that. Yeah.
Cool. Have you done that stuff before?
Not on this scale. I managed a decent sized team at Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
I had a couple employees at Abstract. So yeah.
Because it feels it's probably cooler now because now it feels like you're this is your
I
time.
like it.
It's exciting.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But I'm also really excited just to operate the brewery.
Definitely. When was the last time you brewed? It's been like 2 years since I've been like an actual brewer. I'm kind of itching to get back in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anybody listening from Jersey might be a good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of people. I mean, I know MJF is they're based in New York. They're putting all these people through scholarship programs.
What is it? What is MJF?
The Michael Jackson Foundation.
Oh, right.
That's the thing Garrett Oliver started.
Yeah. Amazing. Really cool. Yeah. I've met a lot of great young brewers in the area too. So, yeah, it is going to be a
How close are you
fantastic
to
opportunity.
Icarus?
They're over. Where is Icarus?
They're pretty big too.
Brick Township?
Brick. Yeah, they're by the shore.
Yeah.
Tonewood is really cool in Saturated. Well, they're right by here, right?
Tonewood reminds me
Really close.
of Neutral, but yeah, they're crushing it. They're what is their IPAs all over the place? Fuego's everywhere.
Yeah, I stopped by there.
That is the most
Michael Rolson.
I know you're from Sierra Nevada. I've not been to Sierra Nevada, but that is the most beautiful, small local spot I've been to.
100%. I agree with you. I asked our social media person to post the video footage that I took of Tonewood because it's so gorgeous.
They have toys also. They got the CO2 recollection system there.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Yeah, they're going to be very successful.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I mean, they already are.
They already are. But like, it's kind of the sky's the limit with something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. So when is Emberside open? October, you said?
November.
November. So what, at this point, you're just kind of like
I'm traveling a lot. I'm visiting a lot of breweries and doing things like this. There's always 5 or 10 things I need to, keep going forward, or else the brewery won't get built the right way. So, yeah.
Are you guys putting in a filtration system? We were talking about filtering before. Are you guys going to have like a centrifuge?
Just a centrifuge. Yeah. No plate and frame.
And your brew house is just a normal brew house? Like how many vessels in the brew house?
It's a 3 vessel.
Are you doing decoction stuff?
There's a way for me to do it. I've put in a way to do some decoction.
How do you feel about decoction? Because right now it feels like all these small brewers, everyone's building their new brew house, and they're all like putting in custom decoction systems.
Yeah.
Do you think it's necessary?
Honestly, I'm not an expert on decoction, to tell you the truth. That was never something that
I've never done, but I think
Sierra,
that there's
maybe once or twice, like in our pilot system. Scott Jennings, the brewmaster at Sierra Nevada, Asheville is like, he's a very highly educated German brewer. So I think he played around with decoction a few times, but nothing commercial I think ever came out of Sierra Nevada that was decoction. So I honestly don't have a ton of experience with it, but I do have a heat exchanger that I'm just using to like cool the whirlpool, and I can probably use that to, I don't know, to play around with some different temperatures in the mash as well.
Nice.
See.
Cool. I guess, do you have anything to push, or is it just kind of like, you just need to get this brewery open, and you just need to get this brewery open, and are you doing anything this summer?
Building the brewery?
Just brewing.
Any other collabs or like
pulling wire, just making sure everything,
I've talked about this before.
the float panel is doing what I want it to do. And
construction's like this weird thing where like it is, you obviously it's necessary, you need to do it, but it has like nothing to do with actually running the brewery. And it's this weird thing that like you need to make sure it's done perfectly. But
I've been really, really particular about the floors, as you should be when you're building a brewery. That's the one thing you can't screw up.
Yeah.
And then all my great friends in the industry are texting me, like, make sure that there's this slope. I'm like, yeah, I know, but this is great. But the construction teams, like, they don't understand. And you're telling them this, and they're like, whatever. And then you tell them again, it's like, okay, fine. And then they screw it up. And they're like, okay, well, you need to go fix this. And so it's unusual for people who pour concrete to have these tight specs.
Do you guys have tiles?
Yes.
When we were building it, it wasn't even big. It was just a brew pub at Victory, and it was like same thing. It was like telling them like, yes, I understand, and then they would just make it flat. Yeah. And then we put water, and I'm like, do you see how it's not going to the drain here?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's so sad. Yeah, it's so sad. No, we actually the first thing I did is I upgraded the floors to argillith tile.
Cool.
It's beautiful. We just finished the design on that last week. Those will get installed in May. So the brewery is going to have black argillith tile, and with the stainless, it's going to look
sweet,
like Oakland Raiders, And
Emberside, like the whole like black floor thing with the Emberside seems very cool.
Yeah. It definitely fits our
you need to paint the tanks like logs. So
hey, there.
Oh, okay. Not a bad idea.
Not bad.
I was thinking
flames. But
flames. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, that's cool. The only I just like people don't really paint their tanks. I know who makes Heady Topper. They have like the painting tanks.
Yes, Alchemist.
Yeah.
What an amazing spot. That was one of my best days of 2020. What year is it?
2026. So
that was 2025 May. I visited Alchemist and hung out with John. Right.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. I mean, having Heady Topper, John pouring me one out of the cask right there, and it was a phenomenal day. What a cool spot.
Yeah. I don't think Evan was like too young to have gotten into brewing when like Heady Topper was like the shit.
Had Heady Topper, but
it's fantastic. Yeah,
it's absolutely
but
fantastic.
I wasn't there while it was like popping off.
And we're talking about like haze, like Heady Topper is like this sort of haze.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, when you put an IPA out with this.
But honestly, I think everything that comes out of that brewery is that phenomenal.
I mean, they were making that 20 years ago, they're still making amazing.
And then you go down the street to Hill Farmstead, and those beers are like outrageously amazing.
Yeah.
There's something going on right there that is just like, I mean, I've been drinking beer in California for 20 plus years, and it's like, I'll say like hands down, like the Vermont beers are better.
Well, I think part of it is
no offense to my California friends. Maybe it's just because it's different to me, and I'm picking up on it, and it's just like a nice deviation.
when people from Vermont go, to Chico,
Yeah, they're like, they love Sierra Nevada. Okay, when Chico goes to Vermont, they are like, wow, this is a little bit different. This has like a different edge to it.
I think it's definitely easier to make beer when it's cold out, and it's obviously very cold in Vermont.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that plays a little bit. I think beer's just happier when it's cold. That's my thought, that like, it's just kind of like nice, and then maybe just the people making it or have like that kind of personality that they're good at making beer. But yeah, all the beer coming out of Vermont is the best beer out there.
fantastic. Yeah, the creativity too is really great. Yeah.
Nice. I guess, do you have anything else you want to say? Are you coming to CBC?
I am. Oh, was that
Nice.
an hour already?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was the fastest hour of my life. Yeah, CBC. I'm going to sit on a panel with Steve Gonzalez from Stone and Breeze from Totally Natural Solutions. Just talk about, beyond pellet hopping products and so on and so forth. So,
What do you mean beyond pellet? Like what's
so all the different extracts, like we talked about abstracts, hops, and then there's a bunch of companies that have new things out. There's a lot of innovation in this
Do you think
area.
do you think something is going to overtake pellets at some point? I mean, like pellets overtook whole flower, but like pellets is always going to be the backbone now. And now, or is there some? People are using extracts, but is there one extract in particular that's going to like stick
about it? I'll talk about it. You got to come see the talk. So talk, people. There's sort of a holy grail in this. I think one day you could have like 100% liquid dry hop that is a complete replacement of pellets.
Yeah.
I honestly think all the components to do it exist at a very high quality, but they're all sort of owned by different companies. And if you the brewer bought this from here, this from there, then it would be very complicated supply chain, like putting together a computer or something like that. But you could probably do it, but it would be a pain.
Is it too expensive right now also? Or is it just like
No, I think to do it would actually be cheaper than to.
You're just getting like 101% efficiency and adding liquid to it.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. So that's something I've thought about a lot for many years, honestly. And whoever sort of cracks that code first will have a lot of success. But I mean, every hop company that I know of is doing something cool and innovative in that space. So it'll see if one group can put it together, or if they can start sharing knowledge a little bit and kind of elevate.
So you're
one product, yeah.
You're obviously closer to the hop companies than us, so you probably know these people personally. Has the shift in craft beer from super hazy IPAs, we're putting in like 8 pounds per barrel, to lagers, have they seen that? I know that they like cut down a bunch of their hop yards, but it seems like the brewing industry is so ADD about like the different styles that they produce. It's like, I don't think that people realize that like it messes up the supply chain for our suppliers.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
oh yeah. I mean, it
seems like a bad relationship.
Yeah. I mean, from some perspective, I think I did a talk in Germany in 2016, and I basically said there's an oversupply of hops kind of already here, from what I can tell. And at that time, I don't think I really knew the capacity of the hop companies to hold a lot of hops. But I mean, they're incurring a very large storage bill for hops.
Well, didn't they they only planted like 70% of the fields or something last year.
Yeah, but it's still 70%. Yeah, that's probably about right. But again, this is off of like historically very high acres.
For sure, yeah. I mean, this might be an anomaly, but
yeah. But what we have now is like a very healthy supplied hop industry, which means that you and I and anybody can get pretty darn good quality hops of most varieties,
Yeah.
like all day, you know.
Even on the spot market, it's a little bit more expensive, but they're available.
In a short supply, like a lot of brewers can't get the highest quality hops. So one silver lining of the oversupply of hops is that there's a lot of really great quality hops out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like dig too far. They're probably what you're looking for is probably out there.
Yeah.
Which is good. But yeah, it'll take a few years of correction still. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Come out to Emberside when we open.
Come out to Emberside.
And come hang out in you know, we're just 20 miles west of New York City, so you know, you can always couple that.
It's a good get up.
I want to you know, have some vision into the future here. I would love to bring a beer festival to our campus. It's really the perfect place for it, and kind of bring the New York City, Philadelphia, New Jersey brewers, and then bring over some West Coast brewers and Midwest brewers.
Sounds fantastic.
That's kind of like one of my big things I want to bring to Emberside in the next few years. So keep an eye out for that.
Nice. That's
Nice. Yeah, that's fun. And then where can we find you guys on social media? Is it just Emberside Beer, Emberside Brewery?
Emberside Brewery
Cool.
is Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. So
Cool.
yeah, Emberside Brewery.
Well, we'll be out there for you guys opening. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you at CBC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to that. And you can follow us at Brewdat, at the Brewdat Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcast. 5 stars, comments.
5 stars. Anybody from California, say hello.
Say hello. Awesome. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
See you.